Good morning and Assalamu alaikum students. How are you? Hopefully you are safe and healthy at home and learning your topics regularly. We have started chapter number 4 exercise short questions. Last time we have discussed short questions up to question number 11. Now starting from the question number 12. Question is, what is difference between polar and non-polar covalent bonds? Explain with one of each examples. Difference is always written by drawing the central line. On one side, write the polar covalent bond, and on the other side, write non-polar covalent bond. Write down the answer. A polar covalent bond between two atoms in which the shared pair of electrons is attracted unequally by both the atoms is called a polar covalent bond. It is the covalent bond formed between two different atoms. It's point number 2. Point number 3 is the example. You can write the example of hydrochloric acid in which hydrogen carries partial positive charge and chlorine carry partial negative charge. Non-polar covalent bond. A covalent bond formed between two atoms in which the shared pair of electrons is attracted equally by both the atoms is called a non-polar covalent bond. Point number 2. It is the covalent bond formed between two similar atoms. Example, हाइड्रोजन H2, ठीक है, और क्लोरीन Cl2 गैस. इन दोनों में जो हाइड्रोजन है इनका स्ट्रक्चर आप लोगों को पीछे दिया गया पोलर और नॉन पोलर वाले टॉपिक में. आपने वहाँ से इनका स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ कर लेना है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 इज व्हाई अ कोवलेंट बॉन्ड becomes polar. Write down the answer. A covalent bond becomes polar due to unequal electron attracting ability between the two bonded atoms. The atom having higher electronegativity has greater ability of attracting than the atom having lower electronegativity. The one end of the covalent bond has a partial positive charge while other end has a partial negative charge. Due to this, covalent bond becomes polar. Again, you can write the example of hydrochloric acid. Hydrogen carries partial positive charge and chlorine carry partial negative charge. Question number 14. What is the relationship between electronegativity and polarity? Write down the answer. The polarity of the covalent bond depends upon the electronegativity difference between the bonded atom. Greater the electronegativity difference, more polar is the bond. Question number 15. Why the metals can conduct the question number 15 is why does ice float on water? Why does ice float on water? Write down the answer. Ice float on water. This is because ice has lower density than water. The density of ice at 0 degree C is 0.917 gram per centimeter cube, which is less than that of liquid water. At 0 degree C, 1 gram per centimeter cube. In the liquid state, water molecules move randomly. However, when water freezes, the molecules arrange themselves in an ordered form that gives them open structure. So, ice occupies more volume than the same mass of water. As a result, the density of ice is less than that of water. Hence, ice float on water. All these points have been discussed already. Last question is, second last, give the characteristics properties of ionic compound. It is also mentioned in the topic. Characteristics of ionic compound. Answer is, all ionic compounds are crystalline solids at room temperature. Point number 2, ionic compounds do not conduct electricity in the solid state. This is because ions are not free in the solid state. They are good conductor of electricity in aqueous solution and in molten state. In both cases, ion becomes free or mobile. Point number 3, ionic compounds have high melting and boiling points. For example, sodium chloride has melting point 801 degree C and a boiling point 1413 degree C. Point number 4, most ionic compounds are soluble in polar solvents like water. Last question is, what characteristic properties do the covalent compounds have? Point number 1, covalent compounds usually have low melting and boiling points. They are usually bad conductors of electricity. They are insoluble in polar solvents like water. They are soluble in non-polar solvents like benzene, ether, alcohol, and acetone. Last point is, covalent compounds having giant or bigger molecules with three-dimensional covalent bonding are very stable and hard. They have high melting points and boiling points. These were the answers of short questions, chapter number 4. Note down these questions and learn them properly. If you find any difficulty or if you find any problem in the short questions, you can highlight them and ask. Thank you.